is in the building.
How my man Marcellus Wiley call him, you really want Melancholy Cutler to come in? Shoot, Martin Lawrence in the 90s when he was going crazy. Mike Tyson. All his tweets would have been in rhymes.
Eddie Murphy would have been great to follow back in the 80s. Richard Pryor.
That's some good luck, man. It must be nice to just lose $10 million in 2 years. And Rudy Gobert is going to win Defensive Player of the Year, but hell with that. We're not Raptors fans. We could care less if they win or not. LeBrontosaurus, what are you doing?
No one in the world can tell me the Indiana Pacers are better than the Toronto Raptors. I'm just saying. And Dwayne Casey, you are supposed to be Coach of the Year. Let's talk about Drake for a minute. Drake, I have never been so disappointed in one season. To be called LeBronto because it's not the Dallas Cowboys unless it's the
Raiders. It's the Raiders.
It don't matter.
We still like sticking it to Al Davis. Oh, that was dope.
Welcome to BSS Carolinas on Stitcher, Spreaker, iTunes, iHeartRadio. No, iTunes, excuse me. Apple Podcasts and Spotify. BSS Carolinas Horseman Sports Show and of course, Urban Outcasts. All you can catch us all on Spotify.
Yep. Once you figure out how to get it up there.
What, on Spotify?
Now, for some reason, I couldn't get the upload last week. So
we'll get you up there.
Yeah.
It'll be up there Monday.
Cool.
So, welcome to today's show. We got a great show. There's no B3 here today. I think it's Fort Lauderdale or something like that.
He's on vacation, not that much. Not sure where.
I think he was going down to Miami. He tried to get CP3 to come to Miami, I think.
Yeah.
That's what he told me.
I mean, you can tell anybody about CP3 right now. He might be in Miami.
He's
on a boat for sure right now down there.
That's right. Hey, who is he on the bandana boat with?
LeBron's in LA doing a movie.
No, I'm talking about Bobby.
Oh, Bobby?
Who's B3 on the bandana boat with?
Grayson Allen, CMC.
Cam? Is Cam on the front?
Coach K.
Coach K. I could see Coach K on the bandana boat with B3, Grayson Allen,
Cam,
and
CMC.
JJ Redick.
JJ, yep.
Yeah, well, Zion, you can't put Zion on that banana boat.
Nah, he'll break the boat come down.
290 pounds, man.
He be eating good in New Orleans.
Looking like tractor trailer in the making.
Stop it. That, no. Come on. Give the guy credit. This is y'all dogging on RJ. He come back this week. He had a good game.
Who?
RJ Barrett had a good game this week.
1 out of...
He's going to be fine.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay.
Barrett? Okay.
It's Summer League.
I think him and Knox will be a good duo for next.
You talking about the young white kid from the Nat?
Oh, Kevin Knox.
No, Kevin Knox. Who's the guy that everybody's raving about the Knicks right now? The Summer League kid, number 17.
Oh, Brigitte?
Yes, Receipts or something.
He has a crazy.
Michigan. Was he part of Michigan?
He might have been.
Was he?
I don't know. He's like number 30.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because he's part of that team that almost won a championship.
Yeah, you're right.
But they're not talking about R.J. Barrett.
That's very true. They will. I'm telling you, he's going to be okay. RJ's going to be all right. Anyway, the people you just heard on the radio is, of course, the Urban Nerd.
Yep. What's up, everybody?
Part of Urban Outcast. And you got my man, Smoochie.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
So we got a great show for you today. A lot to talk about. A lot of basketball still to talk about because there's another big trade that happened this week.
Oh, man, it's like a soap opera about NBA
Dude,
season.
There's not possible another person that's going to be traded besides CP3. I mean, not a superstar.
Unless somebody have a riff with the ownership, which has been very happening right now.
Oh, but you don't really have one of the top 5. All the top 5 players have been traded or signed with a new team.
Yeah.
I think,
top 10.
Well, okay, Seth. It's top 10.
I think like most of the Western Conference All-Stars have been traded.
To each other?
I did read an interesting stat. The only player in the NBA that is with their original team that was drafted, that's an All-Star, is Seth Curry. Mm-hmm. 10 years.
He's been the longest tenure in the NBA
longest
right now.
Tenure
period.
Right now.
Well, I thought, him and Dame.
No, Dame.
Dame's on 8, 9.
Yeah, Steph came in 2 years before Dame.
Yeah. So
Okay.
he's like 8 or 9. 8, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, he's not been there quite as long.
Yeah.
But Russell Westbrook was traded to the Rockets for Chris Paul and draft picks. Go ahead.
I don't like trade for OKC.
You don't?
I do.
Do.
I feel so.
You like it for OKC,
I
but
like
not
for both
Houston.
teams, believe it or not. You get rid of Chris Paul contract. And we even said Russell could get traded for him, which I thought money-wise it works.
I called this 2 weeks ago. I was like, this is going to happen. If there's one team that Russell Westbrook will be good on, this is the one team because the way they played offense.
Mm-hmm.
What type of gimmick is going on? Because here's the thing. You don't fire D'Antoni for underachieving. You get CP3, who couldn't shoot the three, and it didn't work. Now you get Russell Westbrook, who can't shoot the three, and it ain't going to work.
I think the problem I have with them two together, the usage rate, like, I watched them years past, like,
You're talking about CP3, right?
No, Russell and Harden.
Oh, okay.
They 1 and 2 usage rate in the league.
Yeah.
So Harden got the ball. Russell's sitting there like this, like, I know what to do. And vice versa for Harden, he doesn't know what to do.
I'm worried about shot selection. I mean, like, because didn't Russell Westbrook lead the league in field goal attempts one year?
No, lowest percentage based on over 400 attempts. It was something like that.
So Russ takes about 20 to 25 a game.
Mm-hmm.
Harden's 30.
Harden is 30. That's 50 shots.
Yeah.
You only get how many for an NBA team?
Let's say 100. Let's say 110.
110?
We're going to be nice to say 110.
Oh, well, okay, with the Rockets. They already took up half your shots.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Eric Gordon, that's 15.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's it.
Clint Capella is going to lead the league in offensive rebounding.
Yep. And block shots because they ain't getting back on defense.
That's just too much.
See, I disagree with you. I think who's going to lead the league in rebounding is Russell Westbrook. Let me tell you why. Because I think Harden is on – because he's one of the top 10 rebounders in OKC when he's shooting the ball. Mm-hmm. Now, all he's got to do is stand on the wing, let Harden shoot, and he goes in and taps in.
Now, if they let Russell play the 2 guard and James Harden be the 1, it will work. But if they don't let them do whatever they want to do, it's not going to work.
Right. No, they need to have a conversation with him like, hey,
You're 2.
Russ, you need to play the 2 off the ball and let him be the person that is going to tip stuff in and, be that he just – they can play off each other. The offensive scheme will work for that team with Westbrook. I don't think any other team that will work with if it's going to work.
I'd rather them have went after Jimmy Butler.
They tried. They couldn't get him.
I think this was a desperate move.
It was a knee-jerk move. Like,
It was just like, give us somebody.
Well, in their defense, they got rid of Chris Paul contract for him, so I can't be that mad about that. It's definitely an upgrade.
I don't think it's really that. I think it's a lot better deal than people are saying. Because I just think Westbrook going to that, he's playing with somebody he wants to play with.
Yeah.
Harden's playing with somebody he wants to play with. They have played together before. Now it's a lot different because back then, Harden only shot the ball 5 times a game?
5, 10. He was off the bench, so he didn't even play with Russ like that.
He didn't shoot a lot. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you let him, but he's got to be, okay, I'm going to sit back, let Harden take 20 seconds off the shot clock. I'm going to go crash the boards. Because if they go small ball now, who's going to be able to stop them when they go small ball? If you got P.J. Tucker, Russ, Harden, Eric Gordon, and Capella. I mean, what? Yeah. No, usually they play Tucker at the 5, and Capella's on the bench, right?
Who's going to be up? Gerald Green?
Gerald Green,
Yeah, they
probably.
signed Gerald Green, and they signed Austin Rivers.
And House.
Oh, yeah, House.
House is back. They signed Tyson Chandler yesterday, too.
Another
good
guy.
backup.
Yeah. It just, to me is how is this gimmick going to work? Because in order for the D'Antoni offense to be effective, people have to shoot and shoot effectively. James Harden can score the ball, so he gets away with it. Russell Westbrook can't shoot.
Yeah.
Like, at all, period. Can't shoot.
He shoots out the game so fast.
Yeah, and that's it. Now you're telling Russell Westbrook to shoot the three effectively. I don't see it.
So you don't think it's any way that this will work?
James Harden's going to request a trade. That's how bad I think it is. Someone is going to get moved.
Okay. Halfway through the season?
I don't know. This is the craziest thing to me. Houston didn't want Melo because Melo couldn't shoot the three, but you get Westbrook.
But Melo, but I know how much you love Melo, but Melo doesn't crash the boards at all. I don't know where Melo ranked in rebounding. I think he got like 4 a game, maybe.
Yeah, no,
maybe.
No, don't get me wrong.
Westbrook will get 9 or 10 a game.
Yeah.
You're talking about a guy that has averaged a triple-double the last 3 seasons.
And I'm glad he's averaged the triple-double. But percentage-wise, now we're in a league where percentage means everything. How effective is that triple-double?
Well, and here's the other thing, is the thing that hurt him last year, and this is the one thing I worry about, he gets to the free throw line a lot, which is great. But when you shoot 65% from the free throw line,
Yeah, that's a problem.
that is a problem. Because that's where he needs to get his point. That's where he needs to score, is from the free throw line. Because they have three-point shooters.
Yeah, they got plenty of those.
They got Eric Gordon. They got Gerald Green that can shoot the three. They got House that can shoot the three.
Tucker.
Austin Rivers every once in a while. P.J. Tucker.
I mean,
I'll say no.
And it's just like, and we've been talking about this all week. You guys have to sell me on Westbrook magically shooting.
In case you didn't know, that's our delivery man bringing donuts in. We call him Donut Man. Thank you.
Thank you. Like, you guys got to convince me on Westbrook being percentage-wise effective shooter in this offense.
Does he have to be, if he's getting to the line, and he shoots 80% from the free throw line, and he's shooting 35% from the field, isn't that good enough? He doesn't have to knock three-pointers down. That's not his game. Can't he just slash and dash to the lane?
No.
Why not?
Because that's not the offense.
They don't have to play. That's where D'Antoni is going to have to change this offense a little bit to fit his style. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you play to players' strengths, and you try to hide their weakness, and you play to their strengths, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll give, and I'm glad you brought up that point. So let's talk about CP3. What's CP3's strength offensively? Pick and roll, mid range,
assist,
facilitate.
What is his strength?
Facilitate the game.
But his best shots, he's probably one of the best mid range shooting point guards in the league. Did he shoot the mid range in Houston?
Not as much.
No, this is more 3-pointers.
Yeah,
absolutely. And then we're talking about CP3, one of the most efficient point guards that ever played this game.
Right.
Now we take efficient point guard CP3, and we trade him for Russell Westbrook.
He's not as efficient.
You unless it's just like James. It's more pressure on James Harden than it is Russell Westbrook.
Well, that's his team.
Right.
Russell's robbing now.
Yeah, because it's not Russ doesn't have the pressure. It's on James, and it's on D'Antoni, in my opinion.
This is last year, make a break year for him.
Oh, well, he's not under contract this year. And to me, he's like Jason Garrett for the Cowboys. You better win this year, or you out.
Yep.
You better get to the NBA Finals, you out. Same way Garrett's got to get to the Super Bowl, he's out.
If I'm D'Antoni, I wouldn't have done this.
It wasn't his call. It was more so.
Oh no, it was the owner. I 100% would have done this, and the only reason is you wouldn't win a title with Chris Paul and James Harden. at least now you have a athlete that can play defense. Because Chris Paul can't play defense anymore, not like he used to, and not
And you kind of saw the playoffs against who he lost in the first round last this players playoff Warriors. But you also saw the two of them didn't mesh well from the get go. I never understood it. And that contract, I know Russ's is bad. Chris Paul's even worse. Yeah,
because he's 34.
Yeah.
At the age of 37, he's going to be making $48 million almost.
Right.
I'd rather pay
Russell,
a 33-year-old $40+ million than a 37-year-old that's declining fast.
Yeah, Russ is athletic. He can get around.
Russ, and they're talking about how Russ's game is declining.
I don't see it.
Besides being inefficient at the free throw line and shooting the three.
We're looking at Russ age-wise because this November he'll be 31. Yeah. We're talking about he did come off surgery.
2 years ago?
Last year. He had surgery last year. And it kind of took a toll on him over the course of time. I like what Russ is doing, like the change of scenery. He can depend on somebody because he hasn't had a 25-point score since Durant. So
Paul George last year. I mean,
damn.
Paul George was in the MVP contest. Yeah. He should, if he didn't get hurt second half of the season, he would have won MVP.
Yeah, so I mean, well, that really kills my point.
Because PG and Russ deferred to PG toward.
But see,
which you have to give him credit.
He
did
deferred to PG.
Like the only way I think this worked out for Russ is I got the best ISO player in the league next to Kevin Durant. And that's James Harden.
I think being familiar with James Harden is another plus.
Yeah.
He knows James. James has changed his game since OKC. We all know that.
Yeah.
But he's at least he knows. I don't think they don't have the blow-ups the way CP3 and him did. Because CP3, listen, he's an old-school player where it's like, hey, you bet he's on demand for you to do it the right way in basketball.
And rightfully so. You hold talented guys accountable. And it was funny. We talk about that. Stephen, Captain Jack, he said that. He just said, reason why guys like him, they're pushing vets like CP3 out because he holds guys accountable. And look, CP3, you're just not going to dog it. Hey, look, dude, I don't care how many shots you shoot. Play some damn defense.
Right.
And quiet as his kept, James Harden, he was up there for steals.
That's true.
He played better defense.
He played better defense.
Well, I think their defense got better too, Houston, last year.
Yeah, I
was in
agree.
years past. But the thing is that I worry about, how intense Russell is compared to CP3. Russell is about as intense. He goes, as CP3 is because he shows on the court a lot more. So how is that unmeshed with Harden?
I have no idea.
I think, but D'Antonio is up to him because that's who you need to control that situation.
If I'm D'Antoni, I just sign my walking papers now.
Nah, I won't say all that.
He's gonna get fired. How's he gonna win?
They'll
win. They're
going. I'm gonna tell you right now. I mean, we'll do it in a few minutes. I got and I would love for you guys to let me know. I'm be honest with you. If they make the playoffs, I got them going 7th, 8th. I got them higher.
Yeah,
I got them higher.
Okay,
we'll go over. We'll talk about the conference. We'll do that in a second.
Yeah.
But first, thoughts on the OKC era ending. I mean, think about it. All right, you got 3 MVPs, the last 3, right? No.
Yeah.
Or is it 3 or 4? All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, you got 3
out of 4,
MVPs that were on that 25 and under team, OKC, with Serge Ibaka, by the way. All under 25. Now they're all gone. No NBA titles. One NBA final.
one NBA final.
Sometimes you just gotta.
Well, I give OKC credit for knowing, like, hey, we maxed out what we could do. Let's just start over. And did it the smart way. Don't hold a player too long. They can't sign them, get nobody else for them. Like somebody else that did with a certain player. But so, I mean, he did it the right way. And they got picks for days now. You got a solid point guard in Shy.
Well, if you go back to the Thunder trading James Harden, right? They got Jeremy Lamb and a bag of chips, right?
Steve Adams.
Steve
Adams was a pick they got.
So Steve Adams was part of that pick. Yeah. All right, that's not that bad. Jeremy Lamb, of course, went to Charlotte after that.
Yeah.
Now in Indiana.
When I tell you the players that OKC has had,
don't forget Victor
Oladipo. It started when they traded Jeff Green for Kendrick Perkins.
They get Nate Robinson too?
Yeah, Nate Robinson was there too at some point.
So it's just
that's a bonehead trade at time because Jeff Green is great off the bench for them.
And I just think and the
Mr.
chemistry,
$1 million vet.
Yeah, and him and Kevin Durant had developed a chemistry where they was like that mismatch tandem. They were 7'6", 6'9". KD could play the 2, the 3, and the 4.
Weren't they drafted together?
I believe so.
Okay, well, the Sonics at the time, yeah.
So I hope it is just he looked at the blueprint and it's just Sam Presti's just like, I see the mistakes that I made. Should have went to the luxury tax for some players. Other guys,
Well, I think what messed them up too was they chose Ibaka over Harden because they had to get one of those guys. And chose Ibaka over Harden at the time.
But
well, at the time, you were like, oh, Ibaka?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Harden?
So,
bench player? Eh.
But with James Harden, he only wanted, $5 million more dollars?
I think so.
Yeah, it wasn't that much difference at all.
Yeah, it's $5 million more dollars, and they didn't pay it.
And I also think Harden won't start, too. He wasn't a starter. He's going to be a six-man still.
Which I felt like he should have started.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
If you put him in the right – at that time, you put him and Westbrook – you have Harden at the 2. You have West at the 1. You got Kevin Durant at the 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on. Seriously?
And not to mention, they did have an Enes Kanter.
Yep.
They had they didn't develop a Jeremy Lamb, Mitch McGary. Oh, they had
McGary, man.
They had
underrated, and he didn't. I don't know what happened to McGary.
Marijuana.
Oh.
And they had another guy from Baylor. He was 6'11", played just like Kevin Durant.
FAU though?
No. He went to Baylor. His name's on the tip of my tongue. Perry something.
Oh,
Perry Jones.
Perry Jones.
There you go, yeah. Perry Jones.
Yeah, I remember him, but I think he doesn't have the. I don't know. I thought he would be.
He
fine.
was good. Yeah. Perry Jones at Baylor was pretty good. Actually.
Perry Jones, and he had some flashes with the team when Durant went down.
Yeah,
he was forced to step up.
He never developed he didn't get the time to play like he should have.
Well, yeah, I mean, at that time they had Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
You think Kevin Durant is the franchise player? He just fizzed out, man.
But that team, if you go back and look at that team, it's gonna be one of the worst could have beens that ever been. I mean, you look at that team, and it's like one NBA final.
Kind of like them, or like the Kings in the early 2000s, like compared to the Lakers. That's
right.
What it reminded me of.
Right.
This team's even better. That team.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, because you had Bibby and you had Chris Webber.
The talent, like literally, talent-wise, we talk about all the players that they've had. They were literally like 10 deep.
Yeah, before Durant left, they were 10 deep.
Like if you Durant, Harden, Westbrook, Ibaka, Adams.
God, who was the point guard?
Kanter.
I mean, even Augustine played good for them at point guard.
DJ Augustine. They had Eric Maynor from VCU.
That's what I was thinking, Maynor.
Because Russ plays best with Maynor playing the point guard.
Yeah. Jeremy Lamb, Perry Jones, Mitch McGary.
Did they have Terrence Jones too from Kentucky?
I think so. Yeah, they did.
Terrence Jones. Yeah.
Because I remember he played really good with them.
Yeah, they had a good nucleus of players.
Right, and it's just a funny thing about it. Over the course of time, you wouldn't be able to keep everybody because of the money.
Yeah.
But I think this second time around, and Sam Presti's hoping lightning can strike twice.
Which I think he could do it. I mean, he built even when Durant left, he was able to get Oladipo. He was able to get players come around the team, so
Right.
able to build still.
When you have a small market team, this is the only way to do it. And they're not done. Listen, Sam Presti is making other trades. I don't know what he's going to get for CP3, but maybe not this year. He's on route with Shilgis Alexander, which is a good young player.
Right.
They still got Schroeder. They still got Adams. They can't move Adams right now. We think because of contract.
Right.
But next year, you see what the free agent. I know the free agent class isn't nearly as good as this year.
The next
2 years though.
Yeah, the next big agent, free agent class is 2021.
And now you have what all the teams are always looking for: first, second round picks, especially first round picks.
And then if the high school rule is back in effect again, that's a big thing.
That's another big thing.
Yeah, they do have. I do like Diallo and Ferguson. Do they develop them? Because they're a nice little young tandem.
Yeah, you need to play them though. That's the thing. Yeah, and I think Billy Donovan will because he's a younger coach. And let me say one last thing: what's the head coach? Scott
Brooks.
Scott Brooks. Listen, dude, we should go back and look at you being the coach of this team, and what did you do? I'm being honest. What did you do in your whole time you were with OKC?
I never felt like they got the right coach for them.
No.
And I felt that's the reason Durant left too. Well,
yeah,
he didn't like Scott Brooks.
Scott Brooks. So you look at the talent you had on this team and won NBA final, Western Conference. I think once.
Yeah, even in DC, I thought he'd be fine with Wall and Bill. He's struggling with them.
Yeah.
Well, with Scott Brooks and not taking anything, like the NBA game is like the NFL. The coaching, the times has changed. You got to be able to adapt to the new pro style way of basketball, and I just never felt Scott Brooks could keep up with that.
He kind of went off talent. You got Westbrook and James Harden.
I never actually saw him coach. I never seen a play draw up or something. It's like backyard. All right, you go out there and you figure it out.
Yeah. When you got Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and he's been blessed with talent. And even when he gets fired, he goes to All-Star John Wall, Bradley Beal. You kind of like coasted. Y'all figure it out. Just one of y'all get open and the other guy passes it and you figure it out.
You need timeout? You tired? Timeout? Okay. Yeah, timeout.
All right. And that's just the thing. I think with Billy Donovan, the reason why he wasn't able to achieve, because he's never been good with guards in college. His claim to fame has always been athletic bigs and wings. That's how come I think Paul George got off.
Corey Brewer.
Corey Brewer, Horford, Joakim Noah. That championship team, you forget Torian Green was the point guard.
Yeah.
They had a point guard? What do you mean they had a point?
They certified was Torian Green, Corey Brewer, Horford, Noah. Who's the other guy?
I don't know. Bag of chips.
Let's look it up.
Yeah, we'll have to look it up. All right, while you look that up.
You see what I'm saying?
While you look at that, let's move to CP3 real fast. What's next? Where does he go now? Because he's not playing a game in OKC. If y'all are watching or listening on Spreaker, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, CP3 is not playing OKC. Not one game. Don't think he's going to be there.
I know he was the NBA vetoed this trade.
Somebody brought that up, by the way. But where does he go next?
Now, one team I would like to see him go personally, but I know it ain't going to happen, is Orlando Magic.
No, he's in win-now mode.
I mean, I like seeing.
They could win in the East.
Yeah,
they can make the playoffs
Paul,
again.
If Chris Paul will have to accept that he's never winning a championship.
Well, he ain't got a choice though. It's OKC.
Look. I'm not gonna win a championship. Do what you like.
Yeah, I think Orlando would be a good fit for him.
Yeah, they're a point guard away.
Well, here's 5 fits.
Okay.
Lakers among top landing spot. All right, let me tell you. First of all, I wanted to clear this up. If you don't know what his contract is, I'm going to tell you what his contract is. All right, is 2019-20 is $38.5 million.
That's crazy.
20 and 21, $41.4 million. 21-22, $44.2. That's a total of 124 guaranteed, fully guaranteed money. And that number is too big to stretch, as you can't have more than 15% of the cap in stretch money. That trade can't happen to the Lakers. So he will have to eat $124 million.
Do you know who the commissioner of the league is?
Yes.
LeBron James.
Yeah, LeBron James.
Like, if LeBron says, hey, I want my man CP3 here as a Laker,
It'll happen.
it'll happen.
There is no way, man. He'll have to give up that much money.
He'll get it.
He's not Kawhi Leonard that gave up $110 million that's going to get it back in his next contract. This is it for CP3.
Yeah, you trying to make his money. He should try to make his money, in my opinion, because I think he does want a ring, but you won't give it that much.
How bad do you want a ring?
Yeah.
Is it $124 million? Because guess what, CP?
Yep.
If I'm you, I'm getting the money. I'm buying me a ring. I'll buy a ring. If LeBron wins a championship, say, hey, LeBron, can I pay you like $50 million, $25 million, and y'all give me a ring? Just to say I was on the team.
You know what?
I'm just saying, that's a lot of money.
And hopefully we'll talk about this. Like, don't you like how the NBA gives you an option? Either take all the money and don't win, or win and not get paid.
Like, a lot of players are more so the money.
Yeah.
It's just like I like how the NBA gives you that option. Oh, okay, you want to win? You won't get paid as much. Mm-hmm. Oh, you want to get paid a lot? You'll never win a ring.
That's every sport you get for that matter. Then.
Yeah.
And it's just like
that's like football. Like, let's say Mahomes want to win. You say, well, yeah, but you don't want to win. You go to Tampa or something and get paid.
Other teams is the Heat, Pistons, Timberwolves, and Magic. The Heat, it would be a hard spot to do, too, because they don't have a lot of room.
Assets.
And you have to give Hero and Bam. And if you put in CP3 and Butler together, you have nothing to come off the bench. You ain't got no young players. Justice Winslow is another one they're talking about trying to trade.
Probably Winslow and Bam.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of money, man. It's going to be hard. The Pistons is another one. Reggie Jackson and Derrick Rose together?
You know, him and Blake Griffin together? Please do it.
Oh, God. Blake. You're thinking about Blake again.
That'd be great for TV.
Oh,
Blake,
great
Blake
NBA TV
again.
next year. Oh, my God.
Do a Hard Knocks Pistons edition. You make that trade.
Well, shoot, they trying to get rid of Drummond.
Yeah.
They was going to do the package deal. Adams and CP for, like, Reggie Jackson, Drummond, and somebody else. Like, why would you get rid of Drummond?
To
He's
put
an all-star.
Blake and him together again.
Boy.
Dwayne Casey, man. Good luck.
Blake already looked at his face like, don't you do that trade.
Chris Paul in Washington. I can't see that happening. Because if you trade for John, they did talk about if you trade John Wall for CP3. But then that's another balloon contract. He's younger. How old is John? John Wall's like 28?
Nah, I think him and Russ about the same. Let me check.
Let me look and see.
I got it right here.
Oh, you got it. But they're about the same age. Okay, 30-year-old. I can see it. It would be okay. John Wall with the Thunder. Why not?
Yeah, he's 28, between 29 this year.
29.
So by the time he plays, he'll play in 2021.
Yeah.
I can do that trade.
I mean, why not? I mean, if you can get the Wizards to take it, might as well. So you think the Lakers, no matter what? Orlando, I could see. I still think Charlotte. Why not? You CP3 in town. Listen, you trade Batum. You get rid of that contract. They wash out about the same. You get rid of Marvin or MKG. You throw one of them. You throw in Monk. Maybe a first rounder for next year. Why not? You got CP3 for 2 years. You got CP3. You got Miles. You got PJ. God almighty, our team is horrible. You got the Martin twins.
But see,
oh, yeah, we got both of them now.
Yeah. There's the thing. The other OKC has to want those guys.
Right.
Like, oh, okay.
Batum is a first-round pick.
Well, no, listen, I can see him going. If you take Batum and you take MKG, okay, you take a chance on a guy that doesn't have a jump shot. But you take Monk. Monk would probably be the most attractive person of the deal. You take a Monk. You put him with Gilgeous-Alexander. You got a little backcourt. You got Dennis Schroeder still.
We got Ferguson still for Monk.
Yeah, you got Ferguson too. So, it could be done. I just, and for Charlotte, the only thing it would do for Charlotte is a hometown guy. Ticket sales. You have no all-star. Yeah.
A Jordan guy.
That's the problem.
Went to Wake Forest.
Right.
Come on home. Winston-Salem's finest.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. We put the Winston-Salem package together. Sell CP3. Oh, my God. He'll come out with, Jordan 3, Demon Deacons sneakers.
Yeah, think about it, man. I mean, we can get you a pair of sneakers, redo it. We can hang for your 2 seasons, we can hang your jersey in the rafters.
You'll easily be in the Hornets Hall of Fame. Hell.
Or the last 10 years, yeah. But, yeah, why not, man? I mean, what else we got to lose right now? I'm just saying. I mean, we got the Martin twins.
And I ain't even mad about them compared to other deals we got.
You know what?
For a second-round pick, I can't be mad about that one.
Look.
The Martin twins? Are you kidding?
I'm going to be honest. I'm looking at the Hornets in the Summer League. I was totally disappointed.
Did you expect anything? Here's the funny part. I got people on Twitter saying how much the Hornets should be ruling the Summer League. I was like, look, Miles Bridges, we don't know yet, all right? He had a good rookie year, not great. It wasn't like, bam, he's the next whatever. Right. What he averaged, 15 maybe?
Yeah, that's like second half of the season. It wasn't a full season.
Yeah, he didn't play the first half, so the second half was like 15 points a game. But he didn't dominate. You got Bacon playing. Bacon, I don't understand why he's not dominating because he's been in G League for the last 5 years. So, he should – but they don't have anything really after – you got Devontae Graham playing.
He's a backup point guard.
Right. And now, he's a backup point guard. You got the Martin twins who can't shoot. So you got 2 MKGs playing Summer League.
But now you pay MKG money, though.
Right, exactly, which we will next year probably. But, Kendi Meeks, who, I know is working out, but I thought he was still working at Golden Corral at the Buffet.
I didn't know he made the Summer League team.
You know
he's
what?
on the roster.
I'm going to tell you when I hate this. I hate being, truthful, man. They look terrible.
They lost to China by 40. The team that Miami beat China by 30, I think. Tyler Hero now.
When I looked at the Hornets Summer League team, I actually said after the game, I'm going to go work on my game. Mm-hmm. Hell, I'm going to go work on my game right now. I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to make my 500 jump shots. I'm going to run my 2 miles. And because they really need help. Oh,
dude, it's awful. It's awful.
They need help. I've never been so disappointed in watching a basketball game. And I like watching all levels of basketball. I was very disappointing.
I have not watched a single game because I can't put myself through it. I can't do it because I'll get into it and I'm like, oh my God, this is our regular season.
Like,
why am I going to watch our regular season now?
And mind you, there was some, like, watching the Knicks Summer League team, okay. Yeah, hell, even the Suns Summer League team.
Yeah.
Bearable. But the
Hornets? No.
Hornets?
Yeah. Can't do it. Even the Lakers Summer League team.
Yeah, like.
I can't.
They're not making the team. I got some league team for.
That's what I was saying. I was like, what are you going to do with these guys? But, yeah. All right. We're going to take a break, come back, and we're going to talk about NBA playoffs next year. Early NBA playoff edition predictions. You're listening to BSS Carolina's Horseman Sports Show, and, of course, with Urban Outcasts. You can catch us everywhere.